What's up, fourth graders? This video is a recap of your Illustrative Mathematics Unit 6, Section B. In your workbook, these are pages 31 through 58 with your Section B summary on page 58. And in this video, we will be discussing two major strategies for multiplying larger numbers with 1 and 2 digits. Stick around. All right, so we're going to start here with the place value strategy. And we're going to start with 3 times 427. You can do this with a 1 and a 2 digit, or you can do it with a 1 by a 3 digit. We're going to do a 3 digit. And what we're going to do is we are going to decompose this number into expanded form. The value of the 4 is 400. The value of the 2 is 20. The value of the 7 is 7 because this is in the hundreds place, tens place, and ones place. So then we are simply going to take each of these numbers and multiply them times 3. So we're going to have 3 times 400, 3 times 20, and 3 times 7. When we do this, we are going to cover up these two zeros for 3 times 400, multiply 3 times 4, get 12, and then we're going to take these zeros and we're going to replace them right back on the end where they came from, and we're going to get 1,200. Same thing for 3 times 20, we can just count up 20, 40, 60. And then for 3 times 7, we're going to get 21. When we get these partial quotients, we call them partial products, excuse me. When we get these partial products, we're going to make sure that the ones place is all nice and tidy. And then we're going to add these up. And then this is going to be our answer, 1,281. We're using place value to decompose this number, 420 and 7, and then we're multiplying each one of these numbers by 3, since that's what's here in our equation. Our answer, 1,281. This is the place value strategy. The next strategy we're going to talk about is the area model strategy, and we're just going to go ahead and use the same equation that we used just before in the place value strategy. What we're going to do is we're going to use our understanding of area to solve this problem. So I'm going to draw a long skinny box. This is my rectangle. I'm going to find the area. I'm going to find the length and the width of this box. The reason I had to draw a long skinny box is because I have 1 digit that goes on the side, and then I have 3 digits that go across the top. And again, we are going to use our understanding of place value. So the length is going to be 3. The width is going to be 400 plus 20 plus 7. We're going to divide this up into place value. And what we're doing here is just making these numbers easier to multiply. 3 times 4 is 12. And there are 2 zeros here. And I know that 2 zeros are 100 times the value. 1 0 right here, 3 times 2 is 6. Add that 0, that's 10 times the value. And then I know that 7 times 3 is 21. When I have the numbers inside the box, the inside numbers, that's the area. So I have to take those numbers and add them together to get my product. When I line these up, I have to make sure that I'm being very careful to keep these numbers in a line in these digits. So my place value, I need my ones places all lined up, my tens places all lined up, and then I don't have any hundreds or thousands, so those are good to stay how they are. And again, my answer here is 1,281. This is the area model. One factor goes down this side. The other factor gets broken up into place value across the top. However many digits I have, that's how many boxes I need. This is the area model strategy for multiplication. All right, Next is the area model strategy for 2-digit factor times a 2-digit factor. So 23 times 56. This box looks a little bit different. It's more square in shape. And the reason for that is because we have 2 digits going down the side. So we're going to use place value again. We're going to have a 20 and a 3 going down the side. So 20 plus 3, because we have 2 digits, and we're breaking it up into place value, times 50 plus 6. Now, we have found that it's super helpful to put a multiplication sign up here to help us remember that this times this and this times this. We're never going to do 20 times 3 because 20 and 3 are the same number that we started with. So we're never going to multiply these together. One thing that really helps us is if we just kind of cover up that which we are not working on. So we're just going to kind of cover that up to help us focus, right? So 20 times 50, we're going to do 2 times 5 is 10. And we're going to find those 2 zeros and we're going to replace them. Let me let you in on a little trick. One thing that really gets students tripped up is they just put 100 here. They do 5 times 2 is 10. And then they put a 0 because they're like, here's a 0, here's a 0, here's my 2 zeros. We really need to understand that we have to do 2 additional zeros. So because 20 groups of 50, that's not going to be 100. That doesn't make sense. We have to think about what makes sense here. 2 50s is 100. How many 50s is going to be 20 groups of 50? And so we're going to do 2 times 5 is 10. And then we have 1 0 here, 1 0 here. That is 1,000. And then we're going to take the 20 across here. 20 times 6, well, I'm not really sure. Okay, 2 times 6 is 12. And then here I have 1 0 with the 20. That's 120. And so now we're finished with the 20. So we're going to cover that up just because I need to make sure that I understand what I'm doing. I'm done with the 20. Now I'm going to go down here. So I have the 3 and the 50. 3 times 5 is 15. 1 0 on the 50. Put that there. 3 groups of 50 is 150, which makes sense because if we think about it, 50, 50 plus 3 groups of 50 is 15. That makes sense. 6 times 3, that's easy, is 18. This can be the trickiest box to remember. I am pretty strict with my students. When you have a 2-digit by a 2-digit, you must draw the box. You pretty much have to draw the box because if you don't draw the box, then you forget one. Usually students will forget this box here, but we forget some of these digits to multiply. So it's really important to draw the box. Once you have your box drawn, these inside pieces, this is the area. So we've done the length times the width. And we've gotten all these numbers on the inside. So now we're going to take these partial products and we're going to add them. So we'll start with the 1,000. Again, making sure that that ones place is lined up nice and tidy. We want to be tidy and thoughtful, not sloppy and careless. When we're sloppy and careless, we make silly mistakes. So when we're tidy and being thoughtful, making sure we have our ones places lined up, we are having a much higher rate of success. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 0, 1, and 1 is 2, comma for your placeholder, and a 1. 1,288. 23 times 56 equals 1,288. This is the area model strategy for multiplication that we use when we have a 2-digit by a 2-digit. And when we have a 2-digit by a 2-digit, we must draw the box. That was a recap of what we have been learning in Unit 6 in your Illustrative Mathematics Workbook, Grade 4, pages 31 through 58. You can do any of those pages in your workbook that haven't been done to use them as practice. You can use the strategies that we used here. Any strategies that you see in those workbook pages that look a little bit different than what I said on the video today, I encourage you to go back and look at them, try to fit those strategies into the strategies that we talked about, and see if you can decipher or determine how these things are the same as what you did in your workbook on the video today with what they have in the workbook. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below, and have a great time doing math, mathematicians. I'll see you later.